OMG, it's the FWP. And it's like WTF, TBH, IMO, IDK, any podcast, more LOL. But at the EOD, FYI, you better listen ASAP, because the competition details are TBA. Okay? Okay. TTYL.
Hello, I'm Tom.
I'm John. We're the Failing Writers podcast, sponsored by Scrivener, a podcast for writers who write.
And writers who sometimes don't, if we're being completely honest. And a massive welcome to any new writers joining us. Hello.
Hello. Did you just wave there, by the way?
Yes, give a little salute.
That's nice. That is nice. It's quite a high-pressure podcast today, isn't it, Tommy?
It is.
Whenever we do our competition launch, it's obviously an opportunity to inveigle some new people into our cult, isn't it? So
two things. Inveigle.
I like the word inveigle. It's a good word.
I've never heard it before.
Oh,
I think that might be literally a brand new word to me.
You're welcome, Tom. You're welcome. There's a lot of stuff to learn on this podcast, you see.
What does it mean, John?
Inveigle is like to draw people in.
Right.
Without them realising they're being drawn into the...
Oh, right, well.
It's that
I was going to say maybe calling it a cult isn't really, going to help with everything and welcome people in. But
that's probably true. Yeah, I'd not thought of that. Gang? What about gang?
Again, that's not great either, is it? It's either like a 1980s kids show with a Scooby-Doo type thing, going to solve a murder or something.
Right.
Or, on the other side, dangerous sort of gun violence with weird tattoos that mean something.
Right, yeah. No, I can see what you're saying.
So gang's not great either.
No. Okay, fair dues. So if anyone's joining us for the first time, Tommy, how would you describe the podcast?
I'd say we're just a couple of not yet successful creative writers.
Nice.
With an insatiable curiosity for all things writing. So looking at the craft, the various writing industries, the marketing, even the psychology of writing.
Yes, that's quite good, actually, Tom. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
And also, don't forget celebrating our lovely community of writers and their work as well.
Yeah, so all in all, it's like a writing self-help and motivation club.
Yes.
A bit of accountability.
Yeah.
Plus, obviously, we have a go at writing ourselves and let the listeners listen to it just for sheer entertainment value so they can laugh at us.
Yeah, we're nice like that. But we also do like to take the occasional detour down some fascinating little side streets of writing as well.
We do. And every episode's brilliant, isn't it? It's all gold dust.
It's all absolute gold.
So
that's what you're missing currently.
No, it's a must listen, isn't it, for all writers? People should listen.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, definitely.
And what about our incredible sponsor, Scrivener? Should mention them as well.
Well, we should mention them. And what can we say about Scrivener that hasn't already been said? They have been very kind to us. They've been so kind. They've not just sponsored the whole season, but they've also sponsored our fantastic flash fiction contest as well.
Yeah, which is very nice of them.
Very, very nice.
So thanks to Scrivener, or Dascriv, as we literally never call them. There's a £500 first prize.
Whoa, Tom. Not yet. We're doing that later.
Oh.
We've got to do the 20% off Scrivener bit here. And then we reveal the big prize in a minute.
Oh, all right, then we'll do that. You'll just have to pretend to be surprised when I say about the prize.
All right, yeah, okay, we'll do, yeah. So, if you want to get your little writery mitts on a copy of the best writing software going, then check out literatureandlatte.com.
And use the code FAILING to get 20% off.
Yes, simple as that. So, now, shall we tell people about the competition? Because, let's face it, that's probably what they're here for.
Yeah, definitely. The theme this year... Am I allowed to tell them the theme?
Yes,
now?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Let's kick off with that.
The theme this year is a lie. So, deceit, fibs, white lies, or I guess if we're going to delve deeper into it, the very notion of fiction itself. So the story technically is a lie, but you need to do more than that. You can't just write a story and go, see, all stories are lying, technically. Yeah, no, a lie needs to feature in your story. So it could be the entire story is based around a lie, or it could be the twist is a lie, or there's just a mention of a lie that's relevant to the story. Weave it in however you see fit. It's a 300-word limit.
It is.
And it's open genre.
Which is really nice because we get lots of variety to read then, don't we? if it's
Yeah, which always keeps it interesting. Maybe someone will write, what was it, a gory, violent Western cosmic horror?
Yeah.
Chris McGuinness from last week's Small Publishers episode.
I mean, that is one of the main literary genres out there, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
it probably is.
We'll be hoping to see some of those.
300 words, any genre you like. And, now wait for this. This is going to be a surprise for you. There's a 500... Wait for it. There's a £500 first prize.
What? No way.
Yeah.
Wow. That
Shocking.
is a big surprise.
Yeah.
And not just £500 for the winner, but we've got runners-up prizes as well. We've got merch. We've got copies of Scrivener to give away.
Absolutely. Plus, you could end up having your story professionally produced up, voiced by a handsome voice actor, or me, and played out on the podcast.
In some ways, that is the real prize here, isn't it?
No, it's the 500 quid.
Right. Okay, listen, before you all get carried away and you start writing your beautiful little flash fiction pieces, there is one more thing that you need to include in your story, and that is the special little phrase.
Oh, yeah.
Which our amazing star judge will reveal in just a couple of minutes. So bear with us.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. You're
That's
right.
coming up.
Because if you don't put that in, your entry is null and void, isn't it?
Exactly. But just tell us how people enter, Tommy. Let's just round up with that.
Just check out failingwriterspodcast.com. That's our website, and all the info is on there. So it's £4 per entry, £6 for 2 entries, £7 for 3 if you want to enter more than one story. You just need to fill in the relevant form on there. It'll all make sense when you get online. Pay via PayPal, and that's it, really. You're in with a chance of winning the 500 quid.
Yep, that easy. And hey, do you know what else we should mention? Obviously, this competition over the years has become a pretty big deal. But have you noticed it's been like all over the media, Tommy?
That's it?
Oh, everywhere. Absolutely everywhere.
Like where?
People are talking about it like on TV and YouTube, the TikTok.
Really?
Yeah, I've got clips.
Oh, let's have a listen then.
And here we see the cross-eyed Indian antelope, without so much as a "do you come here often?" mounting its partner, and there we go. It's all over quicker than it took me to write my 300-word entry into the Failing Writers Flash Fiction Competition.
And this criminal thought he could escape the all-seeing police helicopter. When officers caught up with him, they found this in his pocket.
What's this, sunshine? A story? Wait, is this your entry into the Failing Writers Flash Fiction Contest?
After seeing his overuse of adverbs and random switching of tenses, he was sent to jail for 6 months. You could say that's another sentence he wishes he could change.
A foil tray, some pasta, a can of mushroom soup, marshmallows, and a high fructose corn syrup coated breakfast cereal, and some tuna goes in. Mix, spray with cheese, then broil for 30 minutes. Just time to write yourself a winning entry into the Failing Writers Flash Fiction Contest.
Failing Writers Flash Fiction Competition.
And we've got an incredible show tonight with inspirational and fascinating stories. And our first brilliant guest is Katie Holloway. Katie, you were last year's fantastic winner of the amazing Failing Writers Podcast Flash Fiction Competition.
Yeah, that's right.
And presumably that's led to all kinds of awesome things. An agent, a lucrative book deal.
No.
Just a few of the completely genuine mentions of our competition across the whole of broadcast and online media there, Tom.
That's amazing, isn't it? It's going properly viral, isn't it?
Incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hardly surprising, though, isn't it? With the big prize and the open genre and, all
amazing hosts.
Obviously.
It's a big draw. It's a big draw. Yeah.
But on top of all that, our star judge this year is Sarah Lewis.
Is that Sarah Lewis from Writers HQ, John?
Sarah Lewis from Writers HQ who is just quickly credentials.
Yep.
She's a UEA Creative Writing MA alumni. She's an award-winning journalist.
Wow.
And she writes the best newsletters in the known universe.
That's true.
And as is traditional, for some reason that we're not entirely sure of, our star judge gets to choose the method of their arrival. So, Tommy, how has Sarah requested to enter the competition arena today?
In a way that probably someone who has to actually put the sound effects together might not be that happy with, I'd say. So we asked, and she said, and I quote, this is actually what she said, "Nonchalantly finishing my noodles while dispatching demons with a fiery magical sword and skydiving without a parachute into a concert of 50,000 adoring K-pop fans."
Wow, Sarah.
It's like a multi-layered. Yeah, it's got a lot of. Yeah,
it's very multi-layered.
Thanks, Sarah. Nice.
I'm just wondering if our budget will stretch to that.
Well, we'll just have to, won't we? Just have to. Yeah,
we will.
Give it our best shot.
Actually, do you know what, Tommy? I think I can see her.
Is that her up there?
High up there somewhere.
Is it?
Yes, look. Here she comes. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, Sarah Lewis. What an entrance! Do you want to just finish your noodles, by the way?
I was going to accuse you of being a noisy eater, but I believe in some parts of the world that shows appreciation for noodles, doesn't it? The slurping. Yeah. So.
Welcome back to the Failing Writers podcast, Sarah. It's lovely to see you again.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be back on here.
First of all, before we get into a deep conversation about flash fiction and what you'll be looking for in this year's competition as our super judge, there will be people who are just like itching to get started on their piece. But they need some information. They need to know both the theme and also what the special secret phrase is in order for their entry to be valid.
They do.
We had a different theme in mind, didn't we?
We did originally.
But there's some bits and bobs we did on the podcast a couple of episodes ago led us to think that this might be a good theme instead.
It was actually a theme that was kind of given to us by one of our listeners, Genevieve. So thank you, Genevieve. But we're going to go with it. And that is a lie.
Ooh, I
Fiction,
like that.
a fib. It could be a white lie. It could be
a big lie.
Massive lie. It could
Your
be
entire life could be a lie.
So that is the theme. I'm really hoping now that the phrase that you give us, because in our wisdom, we've once again decided that our judge, you, are going to choose the phrase.
Everyone's just hoping it doesn't have anything to do with forks like last year, I think.
Or that it at least kind of vaguely fits. So, Sarah, do you have your phrase prepared?
I do have a phrase, and it does fit, actually, which is great.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the phrase I want to see is more is more.
Oh.
So not less is more, more is more. This is a mantra by which I live my life.
That's interesting because it both goes against the less is more and is... So it's like a truth and a lie at the same time. It's really interesting.
Yeah. I think more of everything is always better than less of things. So I want the phrase more is more in everybody's story.
Okay. Excellent. There you go. Those 3 words. If you want your competition submission to have a chance of success, you must include the phrase more is more somewhere in your piece. It can be anywhere you like. It could be its own sentence. It could fall into the middle of a sentence. You can use it how you want, but we have to have those 3 words in that order somewhere. What do you think of that, Tommy?
I like it. It's
like it.
Not open to much twisting about an interpretation either, is it? Often with a phrase, you can put different spins on it, or it could be a this or a that. That's kind of, you need to use that as someone's thought, as someone's statement, as someone's comment on something, as a.
Yeah, I do think there's lots of ways that could be used. It can definitely be something that everybody disagrees with. It can definitely be a big point of conflict for sure.
Yeah. Because more is more. I mean, that is a fact.
Technically, if you do the maths, if you get the scales out and everything, yeah.
Yeah. More is definitely more.
Unless it's a balanced equation.
Yeah. Unless you're talking about golf, in which case less is actually more. But
no one should ever be talking about golf, so it's fine.
It's a fair point. We don't really want any flash fiction about golf. Let's be honest.
Well, you could get a bad lie in golf, can't you?
Oh,
so it all fits. So actually,
nice.
Yeah. So Looking forward to your golf stories, everyone. Sarah, is that something you'll be looking for, in particular, stories about golf?
Absolutely
or
not.
Are there other things that you look for in flash fiction?
Yeah, not golf, weirdly.
Right.
I like weird fiction.
Oh, okay. What's weird fiction?
What's weird fiction? I just like things that
Like your bloody
are...
entrance that someone had to do sound effects for?
I keep telling you it's not weird. It's
Well,
very
okay.
typical. I like stories that approach subjects kind of from a different angle. I think I really like difficult subjects, sort of when you come in at them from a surprising kind of direction, and that just make you go, oh, you're not really talking about the thing you're talking about, are you?
Right.
Yeah, and I like stories that really kind of immerse me and are just a bit different.
So do you mean like a story that ends up being a hidden metaphor that you weren't expecting, or that was talking about one thing in terms of another that actually ends up being quite deep and meaningful? Is that a...
Yeah, I do love a metaphor, and I also love what I like to call a for, which is just where you're just saying the thing directly, but it really, really works. So there's a story I love called Detached by Annika Carpenter, who is one of mine. She's a Writers HQer and she runs the Brighton retreat, but she has a story called Detached, which is a story about a woman being harassed on a train by a man, and at some point during the journey she just removes her breasts because she's sick of people looking at them.
Right. Yeah.
And I just love that story. I think it's amazing. I think it's just really...
And that's a metaphor for golf, is it? Is that the...
That is a metaphor for golf.
Right.
Absolutely.
I see how it works.
That's the way that works.
Yeah.
So forms of kind of magical realism and that kind of just something that takes you out of yourself or takes you out of real life for a moment, maybe.
Yeah, and I don't... Magical realism isn't a necessity. I do love it. But I also think stories where you kind of are examining reality, sort of the multifaceted nature of it and looking at it from all directions.
Yeah, and Flash is a particularly good form for doing that as well, I think.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Yeah, you're allowed, aren't you? It's, the rules are there to support you on that one.
And I think there's this narrative around Flash that it's like, oh, nobody's got any concentration span anymore, so we have to have Flash fiction instead of novels. And I think that's bollocks. Am I allowed to say that?
Please do.
Okay. All right. I think that's bollocks. I think.
Oh, she said it twice.
Just to be sure that we got in there.
More is more, after all.
I can say it again if you want. I think Flash is as complicated as poetry, and it requires the same amount of reflection as poetry, which nobody would say, oh, poetry is for people who can't focus.
Yeah.
It's got no depth, has it? It's got no depth. It's just like, it's only
just
10 words, that. Rubbish.
Yeah. I think it takes as long to write as well as poetry. Like every word has to be in the right place and just be the right word. And it's quite hard to dash off a really good Flash piece.
Yeah, and I see it with Flash Face Off, which I'm just going to give a little plug there, which is our weekly Flash challenge at Rise HQ. You can see people, because people do dash off a first draft, and that's kind of the point of the challenge. And then you see these stories evolve, into the point where they're sort of finished or published, and the difference between the original draft and the published draft is really lovely to see that process. But there's so much that goes into the editing.
Sarah, the word limit we've decided on is 300 words for this.
Okay, that is tight.
It's the shorter end of Flash.
It is, isn't it? But we just wanted to annoy people, really, didn't we? That was the thought process behind it. So do you have any tips for getting a story up and down in 300 words?
Oh, my goodness. Tips for... Okay.
Write less words. I'll give you that one for free. Yeah, that's number one.
Yeah. So I think there's, if this were me, I would go through in two different ways. One is I would go through sentence by sentence. Do I need that sentence? Can I make it shorter? That's kind of the Lin-Manuel Miranda approach. His whole thing is if he had 2 lines of a song, he would see if he could make it 1 line. Do it that way. And then I would actually go through word by word. Like meticulously deleting word by word any filler words,
adjectives, get rid of them.
Yeah. But you do need some. That's the thing. You can't get rid of all your adverbs.
Oh yeah, get rid of them all. Yeah.
No.
Keep it
You do
plain.
need to know something about what's going on. But yeah, it's just keeping in mind, what is this bringing to the story? Is this an essential message? And I'm a waffler. I like to describe things. So 300 words is put the fear of God.
Yeah,
into
you
me.
can't go off on a lot of tangents with 300 words.
Sarah's like, I've just described. Oh, that's it. I've run out of words. Like, described one thing.
Yeah, that was the weather. We've got to do the weather.
So yeah, keep it tight. Look after every single word.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's my main tips.
And are you a fan of writing it, leaving it, coming back to it, and having another little look?
Yeah, I think with Flash, you don't need a long time to leave it. Certainly, like, I've just had 6 weeks off doing anything because it's been the summer holidays, and I've come back to the manuscript I'm working on, and I've got such a fresh perspective on it, which is great. But you definitely don't need to leave 300 words for 6 weeks. You can just step away from it for a couple of days.
Well, you're going to miss your deadline with this competition if you do that. So
absolutely, yeah,
don't do that.
Yeah.
But people have got a few weeks, haven't they? There's 3 or 4 weeks so you can maybe leave it to a couple of days without any problems. Come back to it and look at it in a fresh light. Put it in the bin and start again.
That's usually what happens.
It's definitely worth. I think leaving it is very powerful. And I definitely think having another pair of eyes on it, getting some readers on it, getting feedback. Again, just promoting Flash Face Off, the free weekly writing challenge, Writers HQ. Having those other eyes on it, even if it's just people going, oh my God, I love this, that gives you such a boost. Or if it's people saying that sentence there where you're describing the weather, again, we don't need it. It's really, really helpful to have that kind of workshopping element so that you can really help you hone in on what you're doing. The other thing with the feedback is if someone gives you feedback and you go, well, that's not true, that again helps you hone in on what it is that you're actually doing and refine your story.
Other than golf, are there any other things that would just really put you off that people should know about?
Oh, things that
pet hates.
Which is it's something you never get to learn really about judges in competitions.
Yeah.
And you could write something really good and then they're just like, oh, I don't like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's hard for them to be objective. I'm sure you're an incredibly objective, very fair judge.
Of course.
I'm like literally the least objective person in the world. So what would put me off? So I think any subject written about well, I'm up for, but things like stories about abuse where there's sort of no like moral, I don't want a moral lesson. I'm not saying I need like something really preachy and didactic, but I mean like stories about awful people where there's kind of not even like a moral reckoning or a moral question. They're just sort of like doing this awful thing and then it ends. I've got no time for that at all.
Yeah, that's probably not going to make it into the shortlist.
Yeah, that's good. What else? Dreams. Don't care about your dreams. Sorry.
You say that, but I once had a dream that I was being chased around a South African shopping centre and I had to carry a double mattress and I was trying to go up some stairs.
Okay, I do
So
care about that.
sometimes there are dreams that
It really hit home. Yeah.
have something about them.
That's good.
I can still very
Yeah, I
vividly
can
remember
imagine that.
It was not a nice dream.
Trying to take a double mattress up an escalator.
It was stairs, mate.
Was stairs worse?
Lots of South African people shouting at me.
Oh, that's awful.
God, it was awful. Sorry, carry on. I'm just kind of a moment.
Well, no, see, now I'm sidetracked by your dream, wondering if I should share some of my weird dreams, but I'm not going to. Anyway.
Generally, I agree with you. No one cares about your dreams.
So yeah, dreams and just tropey things that are just things I've seen before.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? If you got to be very careful not to tread the well-trodden path unless you're doing something extra or particularly brilliant. It's got to be super, super good to bring something new, hasn't it? To an old idea.
Yeah, and I think tropes, don't get me wrong, I love a good trope. I've just watched, this isn't flash fiction, but I've just watched Murderbot.
I just started watching that. Yeah.
Oh my God, it is so clever and so brilliant, and it's such a trope, isn't it, of this, of like the rogue robot, but they just subvert it in a few really, well, some not subtle, some really subtle ways. I won't spoil it because you just start watching it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could watch spaceships and robots forever. So yeah, if you're going to go like well tropey, great, but just have something a bit subversive in there alongside it.
It sounds like you're not put off by a little bit of sci-fi.
Oh, yeah.
This is an open genre competition, so it could be horror, it could be sci-fi, it could be anything. We're theming it with a lie, but it could come in any form your 300 words.
Yeah, I'm a big sci-fi fan. Going back to the things that put me off, I'm very squeamish. So like anything horror is fine, but anything like really gruesome or like gratuitous, I rather.
Okay.
Well, that's pretty open, I think, for people, isn't it? That's
which is what we want.
All right, well, Sarah, next time we speak to you, you will be doing, or will have done, that tricky job of picking out some winners and some highly commended for us. So,
and I'm so glad it's you, Sarah, not us, because it is horrible. That it's the hardest thing ever. So good luck with that.
Oh no, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great. And like you say, you can spot it quite quickly. Like there's stories that just kind of they like elevate you, and they just kind of like zing off the page, don't they?
They resonate very quickly. Yeah,
it's the ones when you just get it and you think, oh, that's so neat. That's such a neat idea.
Yeah.
Like the ones where you wish you'd written it, kind of, you think, oh, that would have been wonderful to have that idea.
Yes, when you feel a little bit of envy, that's when you know you've got some good stuff. Brilliant. Well, thank you, Sarah. We'll be in touch very soon with your shortlist.
Oh, and thanks for having me back on the podcast. Always a pleasure.
You're more than welcome. And we'll make sure there's some links in the show notes as well to Writers HQ and the retreats and, of course, the Flash Face-Off.
Yes, brilliant.
All right, amazing. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And
cheers, Sarah.
Cheers.
Speak soon.
Take care, bye. So there you go, people. We're off. You've got till midday UK time on Friday the 24th to write your flash. So don't hang around.
Yeah, remember those clues that Sarah gave you about what kind of stuff might go down well, what doesn't. For God's sake, don't write anything about golf. Or maybe you do. Maybe you challenge yourself and you think, do you know what? I'm a bloody good writer. I'm going to do a golf one.
I'm going to slather some golf in this. Yeah. Why not?
Go for it. We dare you. Go for it.
Yeah, and be sure to include some kind of lie in the piece.
Absolutely.
And obviously get that phrase in there somewhere.
Do get the special phrase in.
Yeah. We very much look forward to reading them. What about you, Tommy? Have you got any top tips? Because if you think about it, like the way the competition works is that we do all the reading of the pieces. Then
we're the first filter to get past.
Yeah, so in some ways it's more important to please us. Is there anything that you don't like or do like or have a particular penchant for?
I don't like the letter A, so I would suggest not using that at all in your... Or E, actually. A's and E's.
I never noticed that
I find them
before.
very, very annoying to read.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, I don't know, really. For me, flash fiction, it needs to have some truth and some feeling and some hidden depth. I like to get to the end of one and think, that's what it was about, without being told explicitly what it was actually about.
Right. So you like a bit of a, not a puzzle, but something, you want to be given some work to do.
A little bit, but I don't want it to be like, what's going on? Who? Why?
Yeah.
Is this real or not real?
You should be able to actually work it out.
Yeah, which is, I guess that's the real trickery, isn't it, of it? That's the hard bit to do.
Yeah, I would agree with that, yeah. Leave it slightly open.
And nice little flourishes of language, looking after the words properly. Cute little metaphors that just kind of run silently in parallel with your writing rather than jumping out and smacking you around the face. Just little neat and tidy. Nice
like
little
you're
bits.
not trying too hard, but you actually have tried really hard.
It's like really well crafted, like a nice sculpture.
Yes. Yeah. For me, I think I like to be, I suppose, I mean, you were kind of saying the same thing, but you want to be dragged into a character's world. You want to be made to care, don't you, basically?
Yeah.
By, observing something very nicely. We've talked a lot about Flash before, haven't we? In fact, if you listen to the other competition episodes, we do a lot of talking about Flash and what's good. Going right back to Tim Craig when he judged the competition.
Yeah.
And he talked about that thing of sort of taking you into this brief moment in time where you get to experience something or, a slightly different world. And then you kind of just released out of it again once something has happened. But yeah, where do you stand on twists, Tom?
Well, I like a twist. A lot of flash fiction-y people say steer clear of twists.
They turn their nose up at a twist.
Yeah. Probably, especially in 300 words, it can feel a bit forced. Yeah. It has to kind of sit naturally, doesn't it? And be a...
You don't want to feel tricked, I think. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a lot of it.
But sometimes it's really not. If it's done really, really well, that's the problem, isn't it? It has to be done so very well.
Yeah, I think the real genius ones are twists that aren't actually a twist. It's you've got it wrong as a reader, if you like. You've made assumptions.
And when you go back and read it again, it's like, oh, that actually works completely.
Actually, it's not a twist. That's always what was going to happen. But that's a very hard thing to do, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
To lead a reader intentionally down the wrong track in order to then make the twist about the track they should have gone down.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now come and listen, cause we got a little mission for you coming to fruition through our powerful volition. It's a flash the competition that'll writers now are wishing that they get first place position. Cause they're not with me with dishing 500 just for submission of a little piece of fiction that just came into fruition after merely going fishing in your brain. Plus the addition of some good healthy ambition. Now it's artistically fizzing like a money or a t-shirt. It's the fading writers, flash fiction, competition 25.
Well, do you know what? I feel like we should leave you to your writing. But before we do that, we do have a little bit of extra stuff for you. We do have a hype writer this week.
Have a what, John?
A hype writer.
A what?
Writing can be such a lonely business. You're tapping away night and day. Easy to think, what the hell is this all for? Nothing going my way, but remember, friend, there are people who care about those words you've carefully woven. So if you're brave enough to come and share, we'll hype you up like a freaking explosion. It's time for hype writer, the right type of acclaim we all need occasionally, cause you're a mighty fighter. Type who lights up the writing world with your beautiful words.
This one's a bit special, isn't it, John? This one's a bit different.
It is. It's an unusual hype writer this week.
Because you're a globe-trotting man of the world. Tell us how you came about this one, John.
Well, we got some poetry this week from a writer called Isaiah Frati. And the reason it's unusual is because I took a little family break to Porto last month. And as I was strolling down one of the streets, I spotted a sign that said, "Let me write you a poem," which obviously caught my interest. And behind that little sign there were a couple of people sitting in tiny little chairs. And so obviously I approached them.
Is there more to this story than that? Because I'm hoping there is. Otherwise, this feature's run a bit short.
I think that should lead in nicely.
All right, okay, I got it. So now we play the audio.
That's what I was thinking.
Run VT.
Hi. How does this work?
So we would either give you a painted page or a plain page. I'll type over the front, and then you can give me either a topic or I freestyle, and most of the time I freestyle.
Interesting. How often do people stop
Always
for a poem?
different.
Probably we are around 7.
Pretty good.
And we've only been working for like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Nice. What do you charge?
Pay whatever you want.
Pay whatever you want.
Yeah.
Sometimes I sell my books here. I have a few poetry books.
Oh, nice.
But they're out of print right now.
And you just freestyle type?
Yeah.
Are you a writer by trade?
I'm a writer, yes. I mostly am a novelist. But,
Okay.
poetry is like my side thing, but I still have like 6 poetry books and I write a lot of poetry.
Amazing. What's your name?
Isaiah Frati.
John Rand. Nice to meet you. So I've got to come up with a topic.
Or I can freestyle, whatever you prefer.
Ooh, that's tempting. Like free time, spare time.
Okay. I like
Right.
that.
Okay.
Colored page or plain?
Something that's,
Like this?
a bit of design, definitely.
So free time.
There's no delete on this thing.
Nope. Hope you like it.
Okay, could you read it?
Lost in an abundance of time, so free, yet locked between dimensions, following the grace of my soul as this land lays my grave forever and on. My eyes follow the tick-tock of another clock. Set me free, child of time, left in a womb, yearning yesterday's rarity, a guiding hourglass.
Mate,
You like it?
so good. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
That's really lovely. Why do poets always have to bring it back to death? We just always have to do that.
Seems like writing's at a state of death right now, in a way.
Well, there's some truth to that. Why write when you can just type it prompt into your computer? Yeah.
Shut up.
I love that. I mean, I don't know what to say about the poem because it seems, how can you comment on something that's literally just appeared.
Well, I think this is really interesting, and it kind of goes back to, because we did a bit of free writing, didn't we?
Yeah.
A while ago. And we've talked before about how the subconscious works and how your brain makes connections that you're not even aware that you're making. But I think it's amazing that you can look at this poem like after the fact, because clearly in a way what he was doing is he was word salading, wasn't he?
I don't want that sounds disparaging. I don't want to.
Well, no, cause it's not, because I think that's all you can do in this situation. All you can do is kind of make very quick connections in your brain. But what I find amazing about it is that for me, reading it back, there are interpretations of it that are really bloody clever. What did you think anyway? Give us your...
So immediate or reading it back?
Both. How about that?
Immediate, you just think it's a really cool thing to do. I think you almost get distracted by the delivery method as much as the content. So it's actually quite hard to keep up on. Do you know what I think you should do? Do you want to read it out again now so people can kind of lock onto the words a bit more?
Sure.
Because in that audio, it's fine. It's kind of happening, but it's almost gone before you realise that you're listening to it.
Yeah.
Because it's live.
Lost in an abundance of time, so free yet locked between dimensions, following the grace of my soul as this land lays my grave forever and on. My eyes follow the tick-tock of another clock. Set me free, child of time, left in a womb, yearning yesterday's rarity, guiding hourglass. Yeah. So what do you make of that, Tom? Obviously, can I just say as well, that probably took him about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like up and down.
I don't know what to say about it. What do you think? Do you think that if you were to draw some context into it, that it's kind of saying that I don't know, maybe that you're moving around in life quite freely. This time's kind of just trickling away, but in fact you are kind of just forced to be tied to where you are.
Yeah.
That you're kind of, your life is just happening regardless of whether you want it to or not.
Yeah, that's interesting.
In the place that it's happening.
Yeah.
And almost that maybe you don't have that much you have to really put a lot of effort into changing that. Otherwise you're just ticking along as you tick along.
So the subject I gave him was free time. So when I look back at it, I thought, actually, that's a brilliant opener. Lost in an abundance of time, so free, yet locked between dimensions. I thought, that actually, it's quite a good way of summing up the idea of liminal time. Then I started thinking, because of the times that we live in, most of your spare time, and especially probably for younger people, for like your Gen Zers, people can get quite easily lost in free time. Because a lot of your free time is spent on screens. And then I started thinking, this could totally be about, I'm not saying necessarily Isaiah was doing this, but you can interpret it like that's what it's about. It's about spare time almost being a prison. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like your spare time has been commodified, if that makes sense. That line, following the grace of my soul, as this land lays my grave forever and on. My eyes follow the tick-tock. Thought, is that a little reference to a certain media empire of another clock, which could mean like an alternative clock? I thought, actually, you could piece this together, and it's like you're stuck in this kind of a sort of prison of contentment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that yearning yesterday's rarity actually means yearning the
unpredictability, the rough and tumble of life, rather than just the curated content.
Yeah, or yesterday's being like relating to your childhood, like yearning the specialness of your childhood before big tech came along.
Going out on bikes all day and plonking around in muddy rivers.
And I was thinking, isn't it interesting, free writing? Because what's wonderful is your brain, as the reader and the writer, you're doing all the sort of connection making.
You're doing the colouring in, aren't you? The picture's been drawn, but you're doing the colouring in.
So it's like, it's not just the writer that does the free association. You as a reader are kind of doing it subconsciously as well. So
of course, there's the other completely different reading of it is that he's just shitting out words for gullible artsy tourists.
Well, he's definitely doing that as well.
Did you check other people?
He's definitely doing that.
Whether he was just literally writing the same thing for other people.
I suppose he could be, but then he does ask you what you want your subject matter to be on.
Yeah.
And he definitely wrote about spare
But
time.
you could have said souls or graves
Yeah.
or TikTok or wombs.
You think
and he would have
they're all
still hit
exactly
the
same?
money. You probably only need 6 or 7 different poems and you've covered an awful lot of stuff.
Oh man, you are so
Pick
cynical.
out the dog one. There we go.
Yeah.
People always say dogs.
Cynic.
People always say dogs. They're on holiday.
Oh,
Dogs, sunshine,
mate.
beer, whatever.
Unbelievable. But yeah, it made me want to do some more free writing, I'll be honest. It's a lot of fun. But, you know, whether you mean the stuff that you come out with either consciously or not, I think it is really interesting what you arrive at the end.
Yeah.
You can get something out of it.
So do you think, would you recommend that people entering our competition should probably get a vintage typewriter, find a corner of a street and just write it there
Yeah.
in one go?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying, Tom.
No, it seems to be a good idea.
Definitely do that.
That should work. Do you know what, one last thing on that, John, before we move on. I did like in that clip, in the audio we played, how you suddenly aligned yourself with poets.
I heard that as well. We poets.
We're very much like that. Yeah.
Well, like, do you know what I was saying it. I was having the thought, and then I was thinking, this sounds really badly like criticism. Why do you poets always write about death? And I thought, if I include myself,
self-referential,
then it won't sound as bad. Yeah. But I did hear that.
Poets.
I did hear that.
But that was great. That's really different. Really different.
Yes, I thought that was really that was quite a cool thing.
Yeah, very.
So I think that just about wraps up
Yeah.
this episode. I would like to once again say a massive thank you to Scrivener for sponsoring the competition and obviously sponsoring the whole of this series of the podcast. Thank you very much, Scrivener. Right. Let's stop there, Tom, because people need to actually stop listening to podcasts and get some bloody writing done.
Yeah, no, come on. Let's be having you. Chop, chop.
Right. They still appear to be here, though, the people.
Yeah, come on. Seriously, guys, come on.
Yeah.
Off
we go.
Let's go and get some stuff done. Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
Draw! Is that...
I think there's still a few people listening,
Seriously, look, I don't know how much clearer I can make it, really. Guys, this is the end of the... Well, this is after the end of the podcast, technically, so...
Tom. It is. There is no more.
There's nothing worth listening to after this. We're done. Completely done.
Just play the music again. And play... Actually, play Dave's little... Where's Everybody Gone? That'll get rid of them.
Where's everybody gone?
Yeah, that's the end.
Yeah.
That's the end of the end.
Hello?
Hello?
Where's everybody gone?
Ah, that's better. That seems to be... Oh, hold a minute. Oh, look at that, John. Bloody
What's
hell.
that?
What a surprise. Oh, look who's still here.
Oh,
Surprise.
Typical.
If I could have guessed who it was going to be, I would have
Yeah,
said...
I would have said them as well.
Huh?
Yeah. Tom, I think you might have to manhandle them out like a bouncer.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't think they're leaving.
Right, come on.
get
Come on.
rid.
Out. No. Oi. No.
That's
that
it.
way, please. Otherwise, we're going to have serious problems. Come on. It's for
That's
your own
it.
good.
Right, Tom, quick, shut the door.
The podcast door.
Yes.
Where's everybody gone?